Ladies and gentlemen, we are live again tonight for NASCAR 21 Ignition. It is the Geico 500 at Talladega Super Speedway for the custom schedule season on NASCAR 21 Ignition. Christopher Bell comes into this race today, being not only our driver for the season because you guys, the fans, voted, but he is also up to probably the worst start to a season you could possibly ask for. 5 races, 5 DNFs. We have not gotten to the end of a race yet, but if there's anything that we have going our way is that we did lead laps in the Daytona 500 earlier this season. We did make it about halfway through that race, and we had a good chance to win that said race up until our eventual time to where we ended up wrecking a lot of speed out of the race car. But obviously after that we DNF'd too. Well, technically we DQ'd for whatever reason, but anyway, we'll see what's going to happen here in this race today. There's a look at the starting lineup, but first and foremost, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We're going to try this out once again. So I was originally planning on doing the premiere at the Daytona Road Course tonight. I did not get that fully edited, so that will be coming within the next couple of days. So for those of you that want the next career mode episode, you'll just have to be patient with me here for me to get that edited. I'm off of work tomorrow. I should be able to get it edited. No problemo there. But because of that, we will try to do this race today. Now, I will say, how does he stream on PS4? Question mark. Elgato capture card through my PC. Anyway, for those of you just tuning in, I am going to warn everybody one thing, that we may not be able to do this race tonight. Every single time I tried to do a practice race, and I kid you not, every time, and I tried turning it off, I tried turning it back on, I've tried, just closing the application, going back in. I'm 0 for 8. And trying to get like an 8-lap race in, 9-lap race at Talladega in, because I keep having a speed glitch, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with. For whatever reason, I can get 3-4 laps in at the very most, and the cars behind me in the pack will just, it's like my car either slows down, it comes to a stop, but I don't think that's the case because on my speedometer I'm still going the same speed. But the cars behind me will just, I mean, they'll be like over 300 miles per hour, and they'll just drill you, and you'll go airborne. So I don't know if we can actually get a race in today. I will try restarting it multiple times, but if it gets to the point where we get 3-4 times into this, and we're still having the same speed glitch, we're just not going to be able to do this race tonight. But we will attempt it. I'm hoping. I turned it off again and turned it back on. I qualified. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup and see if we can get this one in. Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano, presumably going to be starting on the front row. Denny Hamlin won the Daytona 500. He's probably the favorite for this Talladega race. Starting up front is a big moment for him to start this day. He's got a teammate right behind him on the front row. Martin Truex Jr. and William Byron will be in row 2, with Truex again on the inside behind his teammate Denny. Ryan Blaney and Alex Bowman will be in row 3. Blaney, a 2-time Talladega winner. He won the Geico 500 a year ago in 2020. Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott will be in row number 4. Elliott and Busch each with 1 win apiece at Talladega in their NASCAR Cup Series careers. And then Austin Dillon and Brad Keselowski will be in row number 5, rounding out the top 10. Brad Keselowski, a 6-time Talladega winner. We qualified 19th, got really loose, kind of clipped the apron in turns 3 and 4 on the second lap, which would have been the faster of the 2 laps, just with getting up to speed and everything. Unfortunately, getting loose there costed us a chance of the second lap being faster, so it was then slower. So 19th fastest. Bell should have good speed today as long as we don't have that speed glitch. But now, Alex Hayden will take it away. Tyler Burbeck, all-in-one off-roading. Ethan, Jackson Thomas, Trisha Games, welcome to the stream. Michael Turner, welcome as well. You can always run NASCAR 05 if I don't know if I'm going to have time for that tonight. We'll just hope for the best here.
Super speedway racing at one of the most unique tracks on the NASCAR schedule. This is a true wildcard race that anyone in the pack can win because of the risk of the big one is around every single corner. Pre-race ceremonies are done, and we're ready to head down to pit lane, where the drivers are making their final preparations.
I do have to go back into the settings real quick before we start this race. Just want to make sure everything is turned off. I tried messing around with the stability just to like mess around with the settings when I was practicing or trying to get a practice race in the hope that maybe the AI weren't having that speed glitch I was having an issue with. And I can't remember if I turned everything off. Okay, I did turn everything off. I just wanted to make sure I did that before I turned it off the last time and then it saved. So I guess we're good. Again, Denny Hamlin on the pole, and he's about to lead the field to the green. Again, hopefully we don't have a speed glitch here today. God bless America. Indeed. Will I complete a race this time? We'll hope that we don't have a speed glitch. If we have a speed glitch in the early going of the race, we will restart this race. I will give myself up to 4 attempts to try and get this race underway. But for right now, Hamlin leads the field to the green at Talladega. The Geico 500 is underway. 85 degrees and very, very slick with overcast skies for this race. Bell going to try to be patient in the pack here early on. You already see him fanning 3 by 3 down the back straightaway. Bell just kind of checking up. Tyler Reddick taking the run to the high side. In the middle of the pack, Bell willing to just stay down on the double yellow line. Has to check up on the brakes that time as there was a little bit of contact between Kevin Harvick and the 17 car for Roush Fenway of Chris Buescher.
Stay left. All clear. Car right.
Bell lets Harvick drop in line now to the inside. Right in front of him, lap 1 complete. Hamlin will lead it. Harvick steps out, got a little loose to the high side. Again, very slick racetrack, even with the 550 high downforce package. A little bit different high downforce package compared to what we would be used to on the intermediates. Not sure if the AI is going to pit every 20 laps like they did in the Daytona 500. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Again, this is the first trip to Talladega in either the custom schedule or the career mode. Big run to the outside. I'm restarting this. Hang on. That is one thing I had an issue with as well. Hendrick Motorsports, welcome to the stream. Big Hendrick Motorsports, welcome. Joshua Rumsey, welcome as well. That's one thing also. The cars are super unstable at Talladega. I don't like restarting the race. Obviously, I've done that a couple times on this game. I swear to you, this is going to be the absolute last time I will restart a race in this game unless we have like a speed glitch issue or something. That was not a speed glitch issue. When I try to turn the car to the right, specifically down the back straightaway, I've noticed the car just wants to turn to the wall. Obviously, we had Harvick right there too. I have to be very, very careful with the handle. It's almost like I have to lift when I do it or the car gets squirrely. I don't know if that's because of the high temperatures that I was practicing on or if it's the lack of grip in the racetrack on this game for whatever reason. The track should have a lot of grip. That was one thing I noticed in practice. So that is why I am going to restart it here. But if that happens again on my own doing, then I'm not restarting it. But that was my own fault. Just wanted to throw that out there. I was having that issue in practice. Like, there would be nobody around me, and I would have the same issue going on. We'll try it again.
Car right.
Praying that there's no speed glitch issue.
Clear. Got one right.
Absolutely praying.
Clear all around. Stay left.
Wasn't even trying to block, really. Just kind of tapped it to the right. The car just goes straight up the track. And unfortunately, we had a car on our right front. I mean, you got to be very, very gentle with the analog stick. Quickly single file on lap 1. Hamlin out in line up there. He'll check it up in turns 3 and 4. That would include Suarez and Bell down on the inside lane. Oh boy. Push coming that time from Chris Buescher. Got Bell a little loose in the tri-oval. He didn't hit him perfectly square. Could have been worse.
Clear, clear, clear.
Bell underneath the 1 of Kurt Busch right now, drafting off the back bumper of the 99 of Daniel Suarez. Help coming from the 34 of Michael McDowell. Hamlin still the front runner. 5 different winners in the first 5 races of the season so far. 3 wide in turns 3 and 4. 3 by 3, in fact. Bell trying to stay hooked to that WO line, but can't touch it. That's how he got loose in practice. He didn't spin out, but he got really loose, and obviously that was just a single car run. You are 3 wide. There's going to be no chance of being able to save that race car. It's 3 wide down the front stretch into the tri-oval. Down into turn 1 now.
2 on the outside. You're 3. 2 on the outside. 2 on the outside. You're 3.
Truex down to the bottom in front of Bell. Teammates working together. This is the speed glitch I was talking about. We got very lucky. It did not wreck the field there. Hopefully, it only happens just that one time. I don't know how it didn't wreck the field. It wrecks the field like every time. Truex and Almirola side by side. Hamlin still leading the pack. Outside starting to get a little bit of a run. Big block by Truex. Bell let him in. All 4 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas towards the front of the field right now. Kyle Busch on the inside as well. 3 wide contact. Truex. And I believe Harvick made a little bit of contact.
Clear, clear.
Bell got out of the gas immediately. He thought they were all going to wreck.
Clear, clear, clear.
Honestly, if that's the only speed glitch and we actually made it through without a wreck, I don't believe they wrecked behind us either. No track map to officially be able to determine that. Blaney at the front of the field. A couple Penske cars at the front as well, but they're being split up right now. That would be Logano in line behind the 20 of Bell. Bell behind Blaney. Remember, it was Bell who was too aggressive in the first 25 laps, battling for the lead in the Daytona 500. Mistake once, he doesn't want to make the mistake again. Look at that run Logano had that time. Bell gave up the spot. He's able to pull back down to the bottom, though, in between Logano and Buescher. Kevin Harvick going for the lead to the outside of Denny Hamlin. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Logano's got a run in the middle, hanging his teammate of Blaney out. Blaney falls in line behind him. Big block by Kyle Busch to fall in line with the teammate. Look at all the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas. Again, Bell, the only one of those who have not only not finished the race this year, but have not won. Can you imagine all 4 Joe Gibbs Toyotas being locked in the playoffs in the first 6 races of the year if Bell can miraculously go to victory lane here today. 16 people watch right now. Everybody hit that like button down below. Buescher gonna hop back in line. Hamlin stuck on the high side. Bell just gonna give it up.
3 wide, you're up top. 3 wide, you're up top.
Wanted to be on that double yellow line. He popped up just enough, and there was a big run down there. Just not enough cars on the outside.
3 wide, 2 down there. 3 wide,
Kyle
2
Busch
down there.
flirting with the middle lane right now with the 20 of Bell. Contact down the back
3
straightaway
wide, you're up top. 1 left, all clear.
with Michael McDowell. Bell a little loose into 3. A lot of that was the contact from the 34. He cuts back down across 3 lanes and back to the double yellow line. Luckily was able to get back down to the inside of the racetrack. This game is so scary. I will tell you, it does not take much contact on any track in this game, no matter what the package is, and there's usually a wreck. Big stack up now. Getting into turn 1, cars checking up. Logano has no help, 3 wide. McDowell and Hamlin split him, and now Bell to the inside of Logano as well. Bubba Wallace inside the top 10, coming off a second place run at Darlington in the throwback race last night. Kevin Harvick leading the field. Hamlin led the first few laps. Harvick has led every lap since. Oh, big block up there inside the top 3. A push to the back of the 34. Going to give him a shot. Off the exit of turn 4, he's going to go to the middle. Bell to the bottom, 3 wide in the tri-oval. Bubba Wallace going to go with affiliated teammate Christopher Bell. And Bell right behind former Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota driver Eric Jones in the 43, who's up the third. 2-car breakaway at the front. Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr. It's going to be Jones and Bell working together to try and catch these two now as they move up to third and fourth. Bubba Wallace in line with Denny Hamlin. Bell going to give a push to the back of the 43, little bump trap. Didn't stay connected, didn't want to. Just wanted to give him a big shot. And now that the 4 and the 19 are side by side, on top of that big push there Jones had, this is going to be a massive run. 3 wide to the top, Bell. Feeling maybe a little risky. Jones going to go up and try to side draft the 20 of Bell. He pulls back down to the bottom now with Kevin Harvick. That was a heck of an attempt to try and take the lead on the high side, 3 wide by Bell. But now he can't get back down to the bottom, and he doesn't have much help. Teammate going to go to the bottom of Kyle Busch. Now he'll slide up in front. Kurt Busch went up the side draft, back down to the bottom. The rearview mirror, so it's really tough to tell. Bell probably could have gotten down in front of Blaney that time, but he didn't. Didn't want to risk turning right down in front of a car. Look at how big of a run the inside has. And now down to the bottom. Behind Daniel Suarez in the 99 goes the 20 of Bell. Suarez gets blocked off by Kyle Busch. And this is great racing early on. In the pack, everything congested together. Hello, Burbeck. Any predictions? Will we make it to the end of a race? Lap number 10. We're still in the lead pack. Making passes back and forth. Top 8 cars single file. Bell quite a ways behind Suarez. He's going to have a massive run on Daniel Suarez down the back straightaway. He's going to pull him away from the pack behind him. DiBenedetto hops out of line. He'll stay up high and let the 20 of Bell go, and then he'll hop in line likely behind Bell, getting into turn 3. That is the case. Kyle Busch out of line as well. Bell going to sneak to the inside. He's not going to go with his teammate. Same teammate Kyle Busch did not go with him a little bit ago.
Clear.
Suarez hopping out. Bell checking up. Not like NASCAR Heat 5, but bump drafting is a lot more unstable in this game too. Busch on that left rear corner panel right now of Bell. Bell didn't want to pull on top of him.
Stay with it. Keep moving forward. All right, hold your line.
We'll side swipe. The car wants to naturally pull to the left too, so down the back straightaway. That's why I'm wanting to kind of angle it to the right just a little bit with the analog stick because of that pull. And it almost gets you in trouble. The Super Speedway is possibly going to be the best chance for Bell to get a win this season. And the DNFs in each of the first 5 races have only scored him 11 points total. Aggressively side drafted his teammate Kyle Busch. And to lift to do it though, otherwise the car's going to get squirrely again. 85 degrees. It is a scorcher at Talladega. The only difference is though is that the sun's not out. It's a humid day though, and
Got one left.
it's going to be slick.
Got one left.
Bell tried to pull to the outside to get around Keselowski. That didn't work. He hops in line behind the 18 of Busch. Busch now going to pull out of line. That car's trying to pull out of line on the high side. For the most part, they're all wanting to stay single file. It's mainly a 6-car breakaway at the front of the field. Bell going to go to the outside. Did not hit the 2-car square at all. It's going to stack them both off, but luckily they didn't wreck. He's going to lift. He's just going to drop back in line. Ryan Keselowski, these two starting to lose the pack a little bit, so they'll try to draft down the back straightaway and not lose the top 4. Yeah, I know the camera's gonna snap back, but I really still... It's dangerous to do that in the middle of the corner because of the way it does snap back. It's not as fluent as NASCAR Heat 5. It kind of rotates no matter what I, put the dead zone at. Well, Keselowski kind of being pulled away by the top 4. Bill wants to get going here. Gonna give Keselowski a push down the back straightaway. They'll lock bumpers. Trying to get extra speed going. Now he'll back off before they get into turn 3. Need those top 4 cars to race side by side with one another. Well, Keselowski just kind of left behind right now. We got some lap cars that may slow those leaders up. Big push into the tri-oval now. Maybe a little bit more dangerous area to do that. Bell's doing what he can. He might have to just pass the 2 car though. At some point, a look high for now.
One left. We've got the speed. Now get after.
Probably going to get a little bit of a run off the banking, and he'll be able to clear the 2. Just like that, Christopher Bell back in the top 5. Comment in the chat down below, do you think we finish our first race of the custom schedule season tonight? And if so, where do we finish in this race? I'd like to see your guys' comments. This is the site of where the Championship 4 race will be at this season as well on the custom schedule. Our first of 3 trips at Talladega. It's the first of 2 full races. The Championship 4 will be the next full race here. It'll be a 94-lap event the next time Talladega comes up on the schedule towards the end of the regular season. Car is Josh Balicki. 39. Might be 1 car out of the race already. We'll have to see if the field pits at lap 20. Like they do at Daytona in this game. We found that out from not only the career mode, but also the race now / custom schedule mode. Walt colors back on the car as well. Sponsored paint scheme on the car for Christopher Bell. That has not been the case 4 races now. Not since Coda, and he had a fast car at Coda. A full win was the prediction for Joshua.
1 left. All clear. All clear.
They survived the early pack racing before things spaced out in the first dozen laps. That was pretty nuts at times. We got a long ways still to go here tonight. Very, very strategic. Ryan Blaney in 4th place. He lost the top 3 in the middle of lap traffic. The 20 of Bell's got a pretty big run on him. Bell's just going to go high and make the pass on Blaney. And if Blaney wants to latch on to try to draft, that may be the run, but Bell will take over the 4th spot right now. Keselowski about a full second now behind the 20 of Bell. James Davidson too, so really no drafted help for the 2. See the 12 of Blaney can fling on with the 20 of Christopher Bell. The car wants to pull to the left so much that when I was trying to move the aero pad down, I want to put no damage repair for when we make our first stop before I forget. So we have a decent, pit stop. The problem is as I move it down, the car wants to go to the left, and I almost overcorrected it there and had to lift. Allowed Blaney to pull to the back bumper of Bell. He did not get around in that. I have to let Blaney by to be able to do this. Come on, car. There. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's like a handful. If I wreck tonight, that might be the way of doing it. Should save that though for the rest of the race going forward. Hopefully we don't get any more. Hopefully we don't have an issue like we did in the custom schedule race in the Daytona 500 where they were wrecking coming out of the pit lane, because that is what really cost us being involved in the big one there. I wish it flipped in an accident the lap before as well, so I guess he kind of had two big ones back to back. Eric Jones currently leads this race, Kyle Busch second, Kevin Harvick third. We have 6 different winners in the first 6 races of the year, and I think going in to Talladega, this is a very good track in which that could be the case. Racing the Geico 500 on your Xbox. There you go. Yeah, we survived the speed glitch. That's what I don't understand. Like, we actually had it the first couple laps as I did in every practice race. And somehow we actually made it through. And here come a lot of drivers into the pit lane. So, wow, they are driving into the grass onto the pit lane. They are trashy. One car is going backwards. That would be Ryan Newman. Bell has missed everybody. And he will take the lead. Had no clue where Newman was going there. He was driving backwards in the tri-oval, and Bell missed him. To take the lead at Dega, first time he has on laps since the season opener in the Daytona 500. So they are pitting about halfway through the run, just like they did at Daytona, but they are also wrecking on their green flag pit stop just like they did at Daytona. They really have not done that since the 500. I mean, they're going wide. They're in the grass on entry. They're wrecking in the pits, exiting the pits. One car still down in the grass right now. Bell is just going to have to keep a very close eye. He's got no drafting help right now, but I think that might be the best thing for him. Stay out of complete harm's way. Just past Justin Haley. He has lapped the field, I believe, as we speak, because he is the only driver that has not made a stop, and he is going to take this as long as he can until the crew chief says so, at least, and then we will pit literally that next lap, maybe even that same lap, depending on what part of the racetrack we're on. The only thing now, did not practice a green flag pit stop. Got to make sure not to lock the tires up and spin the race car coming into the pits. To go from about 190 plus, almost 200 miles an hour on turn 4, all the way down to 55 without getting a pit road speeding penalty. It'll be a tough task, but we'll see. Bell in the 20 can do it. But it will be a 4-tire stop. No need for damage repair. Very minimal contact 3 times. Most of it has been bump traffic. I'm a bandwagon Packers fan. Who is Aaron Rodgers? Welcome to the stream. Do I prefer Talladega or Daytona? In real life, I mean, how could you not pick Daytona? I have not been to Daytona in person, though, so like if you're asking like at-track experience, I've never been there. Been to Talladega twice now. Dega is awesome. I'm sure Daytona is awesome, too. But I think just having the Daytona 500, the biggest race of the year, on the calendar at Daytona, you got to say Daytona. Got to. Talladega's a fun time, though. Highly recommend going to probably both. I will be at the Daytona 500 and all Speed Weeks next year, so you see me, say hi. We just hit 1.1 thousand subs as well before the start of the stream, so thank you for that. We were 3 away at the end of last night's stream. We've gotten those today. video so much. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already and you are currently watching. And definitely hit that like button. Only 3 likes right now. We have had about 20 people watching most of this race. Definitely hit that like button. Christopher Bell dominating with the margin of lead over second place. Now, he likely won't cycle back into the lead, making a 4-tire stop, but the AI pits every 20 laps here. Bell can keep his car clean. That is a big if. We were seeing cars wrecking on the first set of pit stops. That is going to likely be the big point of emphasis here, because the caution does not always fly in this game. We actually didn't see a single caution in the custom schedule race in the Daytona 500. Will we see anything in this one? No cars in the vicinity of Bell. That being said, we're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. There's one car coming out of the pit lane right now. Not sure who this is exactly. James Davidson, the 15.
All clear.
Like he had a tad bit of damage to the front bumper. James Davidson scored in third. He just came out of the pit lane. I'm almost wondering if maybe not every car pitted until just now. Justin Haley's in second place now as well, getting up to speed. So I'm almost thinking that a lot of the drivers pit at about lap 22. Lap 22, lap 23. But there were a couple drivers that just made a stop. They had to have been the last ones, considering they are now in second and third now. Holding out as long as they could, kind of like Bell is right now. No word from the crew chief yet. Bell's fuel situation. It's like there's like raindrops on the dash. It's definitely an overcast day. We've seen raindrops at Talladega in the last few years. It'd be pretty accurate. Both before and during the race. Decent amount of cars wrecking coming into the pits, leaving the pits earlier too. That's spacing the field out even more without that caution flag earlier. That chainsaw going off again. That power saw. Must be like a long piece of sheathing or something. Constant. It's crazy because it's a lot louder than the actual engine sound when you go and alternate through the different camera angles in this game. We haven't gotten through a full race yet, so I haven't really been able to do this until now. I don't think I've done it once in the custom schedule. I did do it once in the Daytona 500 in the career mode, which I was able to in the first half of the race. First time in the custom schedule. Plan on doing it twice every race like I did. Like I do in other games, but you'll actually have the opportunity to do it here today. Haley. I believe that was Haley. He's out of the pits again. I think you changed your name. Welcome back. anybody else making a late day. They miss the commitment line like every time. Can't believe you said you're. Hey, I was only reading what was in front of my eyes. I feel like the fuel window's 35 laps for this. Yeah, as soon as the crew chief even mentions it, I'm pitting immediately. A race like this going so far so good. Like, almost perfect to a T right now for Christopher Bell. Far different from the first 5 races this season. You gotta play it safe. Get to the end of the race and you are gonna have a really good chance of winning. Not long after he pits, we're probably gonna see the rest of the field make their second stop. We'll likely end up giving the lead up with no drafting help and them pitting earlier, but he ends up having to pit a lot less times than everybody else. That is going to be huge for Christopher Bell. Car's handling a lot better than what it did in qualifying even. I think that's just me being a lot steady and careful that if it even starts to get a little loose, I'll lift, even by myself. We're doing that in the pack quite a few times, just trying not to make contact. We made it through. Crew chief just stated right there, we got a few laps left until we pit. Lap 35 right now for Bell. He's just going to pit this time by. You cannot risk it if you are Christopher Bell on fuel in today's race. You've got to go for it. So Bell will pit this time by. It'll be his first stop of the day. He'll likely surrender the lead. He is going to be very, very careful. Using all the racetrack. Nobody around him. Doesn't want to speed. Locks the tires up. Gets to the commitment line.
Leaders are pitting now.
I mean, oh my goodness. Bell is spinning in the pit lane. This is not me. It could have been worse. It still could be worse. Ryan Newman is still wrecked in the pits. So when the game took over right there, Christopher Bell had spun out. That's going to cost him time on this pit stop. But he's going to make it in. And on to pit road with the first stop. Elliot is crazy. Welcome to the stream. I was scared there for a second that we were just going to... We didn't hit anything. We did not hit anything. That was all the game there. I hit my marks. Hit the commitment line perfectly fine. Slowed the car way down. I mean, we were only like 48 miles an hour. Had to be under 55 to not speed. Quickly shift right there. A lot of track to work with for Christopher Bell. He's going to make it off the pit lane. Bell still has the lead. That pack is going to be humming them. Whatever cars are linked up together. They may have pit around the same time as Bell. Well, we have survived 2 game glitches so far. Well, really 3 if you consider the AI wrecking into the pits too. Survived 3 glitches with literally no damage in the first 36 laps of the race. But will this continue? Got a long ways to go. At least 3 more pit stops for Christopher Bell. Probably 4 more, ideally. He has done all he could up to this point. What if, like, the entire field is already DNF'd, and that's why we have, like, barely seen any cars in this race? Really have no clue. Spun out coming out of the pits on your own, or was it, like, the game, like, taking complete control of the car like it did with me there? Like, I hit the commitment line when the game takes over on pit road, and it just did a complete donut. Luckily, you know, it was before we changed the tires, so we got the grip back, 4 fresh tires, and we didn't hit anything either. And we actually kept it out of the grass, too, so literally no damage. Possible damage. Actually, could have been really bad. Not only that, but Christopher Bell still has the lead. Definitely take a breath for now. Go back to the far chase cam. Lap 39. Somebody needs to show that comment. One of the mods needs to show the comment that Trishy Games had. I can't touch it right now. I don't even want to pause the game. I'm scared it's gonna glitch if I pause it. Ooh. I was looking at the chat a little too long there. That was dangerous. That was about the same spot. I almost wrecked in qualifying. It didn't actually get loose though. Way down low on the apron of the racetrack, trying to get up to speed. It looks like it's the same couple cars pitting like every time. I'm starting to think that there's like nobody in this race. And the same couple cars that pit every couple laps, it's because they may have damage. But I don't see any, I haven't seen almost another car since the first stop by the AI. And I almost wonder if it might have disqualified them. Who knows? The game glitching may work out for Bell, but either way, Bell's still going to have to get to the end. He's going to have to survive the pit road glitch himself a few more times before the end of the race. No one was near you. The rest of the game. Hoping I have different luck in a better way. There we go. I was hoping somebody was gonna hear me say something about showing that comment. Yeah, it's kind of weird because every time we cross the start finish line, you keep seeing intervals from drivers like in front of us and behind us for position, but we have not seen another car outside of the same couple cars that pit every so often. I do see a couple cars up there. They may have come out of the pit. Oh, they're wrecked. Yeah, we have a couple cars on the racetrack that have crashed, it looks like, down the back straightaway. Bell enters very deep into 3. Got out of the gas. He did pass below the double yellow line, but it was to avoid a potential accident. There were a couple cars very slow on the track in turns 3 and 4. They may have wrecked if we didn't get a caution. They were trying to get back up to speed. Again, Bell does make it through. From afar, it definitely looked like we were closing in pretty quickly. It's the first cars we've actually passed or have seen that weren't actually coming out of pit lane sometime recently. Tell you what, this may be the most. Oh, we got another car wrecked. Turns 3 and 4. 2 cars have crashed. Bell on the high side. It might be the same 2 cars. I really don't know. Bell's gonna have to keep a very close eye on those guys. I hope it's not like that every single lap to the end of the race. Oh, we need caution. If there is anybody else still on the track. Hopefully they don't crash into those guys. Can you imagine if this is how the Championship 4 race at Talladega goes? Like the whole field just gets disqualified and we somehow luck our way into the Championship 4 or win it, they say. Can't be that easy, can it? There's no way. So for you, it's Anthony Alfredo. Yeah, for me, it seems to be James Davidson and Justin Haley. Couldn't tell. There's another couple cars too, but haven't been able to tell who the other 2 are yet. I don't know, because as many times as Haley and Davidson have hit, that tells me they're the only other ones in this race. And then we just saw that they were both slow and maybe potentially wrecked. Does that mean Christopher Bell is the only car in this race? And even if we are, the game, if we do something foolish, the game disqualifies us for something, let's say, we may not actually still win the race, so we need to finish this one and run this out, as boring as that may be. But the potential for the first win in Christopher Bell's career could be today. Because again, remember, in real life he won at the Daytona Road Course, but this is the 2021 NASCAR video game. So coming into this game, he has never won in his career. Could Talladega and the Geico 500 be that day? And can we see a win from each of the 4 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas in the first 6 races of the season? He may have to win another race if we get enough winners. Again, if we have more than 16 different winners, considering how bad Bell is on points coming in, this will be a very good points day, but still has to get to the end. And may have to win another race, who knows, but there's definitely some potential. 50 this time buying the Geico 500. We'll pit at lap 35, so likely looking at lap 70 being the next pit stop. From lap 69 to lap 70. I don't think there's a single car left in this race. Except for Ryan Newman, who's on the pit lane. Still wrecking after he went backwards. I mean, who knows when... I mean, who knows what this game in general, but again, almost every car for about a 2 to 3 lap period was wrecking coming into the pits. And you wonder if they maybe pulled it into the garage when that happened, except for the few that survived. But then we saw they were virtually stopped and wrecked on the racetrack for a couple laps as well. I'm like anxiously awaiting the finish of this just because of the situation that this has turned out to be for Christopher Bell. Survived 3 separate glitches, and you know, maybe 4, considering that he might be the only car left on the track. Our margin of victory is going to be, if we are the only one on the track, our margin of victory, this record may never, I mean, I will go out and say it will never be broken in any NASCAR game. There's no way. For both the amount of drivers who will fail to finish and the margin of victory itself. Must finish this race though, for it to become official. And he still had to race and battle hard though, those first 23 laps before getting to the lead, but he has not looked back since. Patient up in the pack, he learned from his mistakes in the Daytona 500. And the speed and the potential of this race got full display today. Inside Uranus, thanks for the $2 super chat move. A couple days after Halloween, but appreciate it. Next race on the schedule, I believe, is Richmond. And it is a 50% race. It's either Richmond or Martinsville, but they are both 50% races. I believe Richmond is first and Martinsville. There'll be a 200-lap race at Richmond and a 250-lap race at Martinsville the next 2 races. Maybe there being a 50% race for both. Will lead to Bell maybe getting to the end of those races as well. You never know, though. It is a short track in this game. Guys, definitely have to hit that like button down below, though. That is for certain. I mean, we've consistently had 15 to 20 people watching this stream, and still only 4 likes. So hit that like button. It does help me out a ton. Any of these streams and videos that are uploaded on the channel recommended under other related content on YouTube. I would assume it'll all be NASCAR motorsports related. Yeah, if you would have met me on this ring, it's a good thing you did. For your sake of losing the bet. I don't think there's a single car on the track. But knowing the game and its glitches, I do not trust this one bit. There is still one car on the track that we know of, and it is Ryan Newman in the pits, scored 33rd, it looked like. He's been wrecking on pit road ever since he was driving backwards in the trioval. And we missed him narrowly. Back when those first set of green flag pit stops started. Now we'll have to make his second stop in just over 10 laps. Game needs a rear view. Yes, it does. Desperately. That's the. I mean, people say track map, but the rear view mirror is the number one thing that this game needs right now. They're like, absolutely like, as soon as possible. They need the rear view mirror, especially for super speedways. Like, it was so hard. I was extra patient at the very beginning of the race because I was scared when I got moved off the bottom, or maybe we saw that I didn't have as big a run as the cars behind me and they came off the bottom a little bit and they got under me. I wanted no part of trying to squeeze into a hole or thinking I was clear. I was waiting until there was a gigantic hole to pull down in. So I didn't want to take any risks, and obviously it put us in this situation right now. With the rear view mirror, I probably could have been a little bit more aggressive with it and got away with it, but not a rear view mirror. I mean, all it takes is a little touch off that left rear. We'll get 10. At these speeds, I'd imagine a blowover would be possible. I mean, track map too, but rear view is number one. Rear view comes before track map, in my opinion. You can live without a track map in a NASCAR game, especially with mostly road. It will help. I feel like for the road course, it'll help just to tell where everybody is at on the track. Yes, maybe who's potentially leaving for my sake of the realistic commentary side of things. But definitely need that rear view first. Where's the other cars? I don't know. It's like a extra long test or qualifying session. We haven't seen anything. I don't think there's another car on the track at all, outside of Ryan Newman in the pits. I don't even know if that counts at this point. I guess the pace car's on the track still too. Forget about that cursed pace car. So 10 laps away from seeing Christopher Bell make his second stop of the day. When the game took over on pit road, the car did spin out already. It did a complete circle, but luckily nothing happened. Never even hit anything. Nobody hit us. There were cars on the track at the time when it happened too, so trust me, I was scared. Never ventured off into the grass or anything. With the DNF, we're good. At least 3 more stops still to come, maybe 4. From here on out, the second one is going to be very, very fastly approaching. Now he's going to have even more room on the racetrack, though, to make this stop compared to what he did to keep it the first time. Big Brothers, welcome to the stream. Long time no see. I don't know, it was like I was trying to talk all at once there, please. Welcome on back. Now you're either seeing Alfredo or Wallace. Yeah, there were 3 or 4 cars, and then it was like, I guess 5 if you would have counted Newman. James Davidson might walk out of here with a 3rd place finish. Justin Haley with a runner-up. The way things have gone so far. Bell might walk out of here with an easy win at Talladega. About as easy of a win as you can ever get on a super speedway. Happy you're back too, man. Still not even halfway home. They should do Phoenix International Road Course. I like the road course at the Phoenix Raceway. Haven't been here in a year. Has it really been that long? Looks like you were here over the summer. I do remember you though. Thanks for coming back. Definitely not going to be running our fastest lap of the race anytime soon. 47.525 is the fastest lap so far. 50.004 that last lap. Hot, slick Talladega Sunday afternoon. This is... For those of you tuning in wondering why we are by ourselves on the racetrack, I can't really confirm nor deny if anybody is left on the racetrack right now. They may have all crashed out. The game was glitching under the first green flag stops of the race a while back, where we had a lot of cars spinning. Bell literally missed everybody. Some of them were driving backwards in the tri-oval for about a 2 to 3 lap period. And then a little bit after the fact, there were a few cars that we were seeing frequently on the racetrack that had crashed again, it seemed like, down the back straightaway. And they were super slow in turns 3 and 4 the following lap that Bell was able to miss. He survived all the carnage with literally no damage, never even flipped anybody. And he may be the last one on the track. Knowing this game and not making it to the end of a full race yet on the custom schedule season through the first 5, I'm not going to take this for granted. But Christopher Bell could have a very good potential to get his first career win in the Geico 500 at Talladega and be the 6th different winner in the first 6 races of the season. He's led every lap from lap 23 to now. They go on to set a Talladega record. I don't know what the record is here at this track. at least in the modern era, for the most laps led in a single race at 2.66 mile super speedway. Post-race analysis video will be out on the channel tomorrow. That is 100% confirmed. I know it's a little late. I was at Martinsville last weekend. Didn't get home until Monday evening, so I didn't have a chance to record it my last day off I had, because Monday was the last day I've had on. So lap 69. No word from the crew chief yet that fuel is getting low, but I would imagine it will be coming very soon. See, this is exactly what happens, though, when you're optimistic like I am. That at some point in time, we were going to have good luck and not only get to the finish of a race, but perhaps win it. And under these circumstances, I would have liked it to have been different. I would have liked it to have been under a traditional, realistic race, but you got to take it any way you can get it with the bad luck Bell has had to start this season. But boy, how to turn it around quickly in the first race. You don't DNF in the first 6, you end up winning it. Major accomplishment here, especially with that being the first career win in the sophomore season for Christopher Bell. Well, we might be out of gas. Maybe out of gas. Crew chief did not warn us that we were running low on fuel. Bell doesn't want to speed.
The leader's in the pit.
He made it into the pits. He was coasting on fuel. That was pretty close. No glitch that time. Will he make it to the pit box, though? Oh, no. I don't think Bell's going to make it in. Oh, this is so close. Can he make it to the box without running out of fuel? And he made it. I told you guys, this game is not easy. With no telemetry and no sign for the crew chief, Bell, on just a couple miles an hour, ran out of fuel in his pit box. The car is serviced. It'll leave the pit lane. That was scary. I'm telling you guys, it is not easy. And Christopher Bell continues with the lead here at Talladega. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe what just happened. We somehow, under these circumstances, almost blew it. What is going on with the track? Look at the trees in turns 3 and 4. There's a tornado in turns 3 and 4 at Talladega. The humidity and the winds. I should say the humidity and the overcast skies. Oh my goodness. It's going into turn 1 and turn 4. We have 2 tornadoes around the racetrack at the Talladega Superspeedway. Now I understand why everybody has left. Except the fans and the leader of the race. I was sweating. I was panicking too. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like my face was turning red. I feel like I was like, no. And the crew chief never told us that we were low on fuel. And we pitted at lap 35 the first time when we were low on fuel, according to the crew chief. We made it to lap 70. I was planning on probably pitting about right that time anyway, but I don't think we're going to risk it 35 laps anymore. I think we're going to pit after 32, 33 laps from here on out. There is no need to risk it that much on fuel anymore, especially if the crew chief's not going to warn us. I think the crew chief has even left too. He got out of harm's way. There is a tornado. Talk about an unpredictable Talladega race. We have had every car seemingly out of the race. We had Bell run out of fuel somehow and coast it into the pits. And now we have a tornado, 2 of them. It turns 3 and turn 1. With the trees going vertically into the sky as far as we can see. I mean, there is a little bit of wind. You can see the flags. There is wind. So there is definitely some potential tornadic activity going on. I think this is probably the most unique race I've ever called. There is a plane in the sky right now. They may want to try to find some way to land that thing far away from the racetrack because I don't think anybody's safe. There's a plane heading towards the tornado into turn 1. We'll see if that plane is still there on the way back. Winds were only 5.9, almost 6 miles an hour coming in. It wasn't too windy. But I think the humidity has brought upon a potential storm. I can't tell if those are houses or tiny trees in between the gaps in the tree. It is a tornado. I mean, it could be buildings. It's really tough to tell. I can't tell. I think they're just all trees and bushes. Thankfully. We do not see any people up there. No vehicles. I don't believe those are houses. You gotta love this game, indeed. What a crazy, crazy circumstance. Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream. It is hurricane season. No, the plane is still up there. I see the plane leaving off the exit of 4. There's a plane in the sky. I don't know if you guys can see it on your screen. The frame rate is as good on YouTube. I can't make it better than 30 seconds. And 30 frames per second. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, what's next? What's next? We did a donut the first stop. The second stop we were out of fuel, but leaving the pits we have 2 tornadoes. Well, what's going to happen when we make our third stop of the race right around lap 100? Just past lap 100 will be the third stop. We're definitely not going to take it 35 laps again. That was... Thank goodness we were off the exit of turn 4 when that happened. And I had to brake to slow the car down more so we didn't get a pit road speeding penalty. It probably would have been worth the penalty, whatever the penalty would have been. But again, you don't want a penalty in this game because I don't know if that's going to disqualify us or not. For a, something simple like a pit road speeding penalty. I don't know what, would be the penalty for it. I don't want to find out. Hopefully I never find out with NASCAR 21 ignition. Not taking it anywhere close to 35 laps anymore. It's weird because we made it 35 laps perfectly fine the first time. Second time we ran off. I think a lot of that is, though, remember we were in the draft for those first 23 laps of the race before green flag pit stops started. Bell took the lead and he was by himself ever since, so he was burning more fuel throughout the entire second run versus the first run. So that accuracy maybe corrected the game. That's probably why we burned more fuel that second run. So I'm definitely not going to risk it anywhere close to 30. Again, I'm probably going to pit every 30 to 32 laps now. There's probably going to be our new fuel one code, not anywhere close to 35. I don't want to take that risk again. Especially with the crew chief abandoning us now. We might be the only one in victory lane. It might just be Bell pulling in there, no friends, family, no. Surviving the race to the very end. That's how badly Christopher Bell wants his first career win. Dramatic activity or not. I don't think it's hurricane season anymore, though. Doesn't hurricane season end after October? I don't even think it runs into October. I think it's more like June to September in the U.S. There has been some in October before, but I don't think that's typically the rate of season. Oh no, you ran out of gas. That's not good. Well, the good news is Bell will make it to at least halfway for the third time in a race this season before he does have to make his next stop. Hitting a few laps earlier, he may still have it. That's probably going to make it closer to the 30-lap fuel run again. November 30th. Oh, that's technically the end of racing season. Did not know that. I thought it only ran through September. I know I've heard of, like, whatever year it was. What was it? No, not. Jeez. Hurricane Sandy that hit, like, the Northeast. It hit, like, the New York area. It was really weird. But it was. I remember it was late enough in the year that there was snow. So it probably was in November. Those high winds at that time of the year caused, snow instead of rain. That was a time to do it. I can't remember what year that was. I don't think anybody ever pictured a day where we'd have a hurricane that was snow instead of rain. I mean, I know that's probably a technicality of blizzard, but. I'm surprised with the tornadic activity. A lot of the tents are still staying staked into the ground. That's a good sight to see, both on the outside of the track and in the infield. These tents have blown away yet. Ethan says Timmy Hill. Not sure exactly why, but yeah, Timmy Hill. DB Forever 85, welcome to the stream. Look at you in first. Yeah, well, I think every other car is out of the race. But we still somehow found a way to almost DNF and run out of gas on the last run. Because our crew chief did not. I was just waiting for the crew chief to say, all right, you're running low on fuel so we can pit that time. And he never said anything. And we were at lap 70, but it was a 35-lap run. We made it 35 laps the first run, no problem. But second run we ran out off 4. We barely. I mean, if you go back and look, that was at lap 70. We were basically out of gas in our pit box. Luckily, we made it to the pit box, and they were able to service the car. But because I don't know where that's gonna score us. Like if that happens, let's say again, I don't trust that the game's gonna score us with the win, especially with being far from over as far as the 500-mile distance. I mean, what would happen if every car DNF'd in a race? Like, you would think it would be the last driver on the track would win, but the checkered flag hasn't waved at the same time. Maybe, you know, theoretically somebody else could come out of the garage and finish the race. So, I mean, that might be how the game scores. It'd be hard to wreck on your own at Talladega, so I don't think that's going to happen for Bell. Although when you run 188 laps all by yourself, I guess you could lose concentration. Well, I guess not all 188 will be by himself, but most of them, well over 80%, those laps will have been that if he makes it to the end. Let's win this race. Let's do that. That would be the first race we've ever made it to the end of on the custom schedule season. 0 for 5. A bit of a ways to go. Again, just shy of halfway. We're about 10 laps shy of the halfway mark. Exactly 10 laps shy. I know this isn't the career mode, but I may try tears of joy if Christopher Bell gets his first career win today at Talladega with all the bad luck we've had with this game over the last week, over a week now. It's been 8 days since the game released. We have not even finished a full race of the custom schedule season yet. We may do it here today. And we may end up in victory lane with it. Race to halfway, give yourself a win. I guess we could. Technicality. There is tornadoes in the area. You would think, like, okay, we haven't seen lightning yet, so I guess out of technicality they can't have a lightning delay. There's no rain on the track. Would you think, though, if there was no lightning and no rain, that if it was like a tornado watch or tornado warning in the nearby area of the track, that they would, you know, red flag it? Like, that'd be up to NASCAR's discretion. But in the rule book, is there actually like a rule that says that? Because we obviously have. You know what it actually reminds me of? Has anybody watched oh geez, what's, well, there's a book too, but is it, oh man, you guys might have to correct me if I'm wrong. What is it called? I'm probably gonna botch this. I can't believe I'm stumbling on like the book or the name. It reminds me of the is it Jack the Giant Slayer? I think is the movie, at least. It's a story about like Jack and the Beanstalk or whatever. And but in the movie, the Beanstalk, a great movie, by the way. I'm sure it's a great book too. I don't think I've read the book. I've always heard about the book and stuff. Probably was read the book when I was a little kid at school or something. But I think the movie's called Jack the Giant Slayer. And anyway, it's the story about Jack and the Beanstalk. Climb the Beanstalk. That looks like the Beanstalk. I know it's trees, and it's obviously not like a viney beanstalk, but we can't see the top of it, and my guess is it goes to the heavens. I mean, that's all. So it may not be tornadic activity. And if it's not, that's my second guess, is that Jack is somewhere around the Talladega Super Speedway. He has planted a beanstalk. And I can confirm that neither me nor Christopher Bell will be climbing that beanstalk by the end of the night. This is the kind of live commentary content you get when you're all by yourself at Talladega. For well over 100 laps. By the end of it, at least. Not even to the 100 lap mark itself right now. Not even halfway. Almost. 5 laps away from halfway. Yeah, the Talladega tree tornado disaster, November 3rd, 2021. I'm thinking the book is Jack and the Beanstalk. I'm thinking that's the title of the book, but you guys would have to correct me if I'm wrong. I feel so, like, stupid that I don't know that. Like, I feel like I should know that. But I'm thinking the movie is Jack and the Giants. If I'm perfectly right on both of those, let me know. I feel a lot more confident about myself. I don't watch, too many movies. Not a big movie person. But I have watched that movie, and I think it's a good movie. Good action film. Jack and the Beanstalk is the book, and Jack the Giant's thing. Oh, okay, so I nailed it. I nailed both. Thanks for confirming that. Right, see, I know what I'm talking about after. Sometimes you just have to have the confidence that I was lacking right there for a second. If I would have gotten the movie wrong, that's one thing, but I feel like the book, like I'm sure everybody's either at least heard of the book or the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. And as far as we know, when you look at the trees, like, you can't actually see the touchdown. It's not like it's levitating in the air. It's almost like it starts on the ground and it just rises all the way up. First 9 DNF, first top 10, first top 5 and 8 win, all in the same race. Potentially be here for Christopher Bell. 2 laps away from the halfway mark. This 500-mile race. Last pit at lap 70, so definitely not wanting to go 35 laps into this run. Not risking it with the tire strategy today when there's no need to either. That's why we've made nothing but 4 tire pit stops for the first 2 pit stops as well right now. We are not battling for track position, not even really battling for anything right now. How many people down in the comment section have either read, let's just say watched the movie? I'm sure we've all heard or read the book, but that movie's kind of old now. I think that's like an early 2010 movie or maybe late 2000s. Somewhat older. I remember it's been a long time since I watched it. Good movie. Netflix has it, or some other streaming platform has it. I'd recommend it. I don't watch a lot of movies, so I'm not one for like giving it a rating or anything, but it's really solid. That you will thoroughly enjoy. Concept of the novel, but they take it to a new level, that's for sure. But it's not like they take it to a new level, but it's not like where it's just, they took it too far kind of thing. It's not like that. Actually a 49-second lap time for Bell, not any drafting mode. gonna definitely help him get inside the top 30 with a good point state as well. Again, need to win in a top 30 finish. They were on some. I thought you said they were on to something at first, and then I realized you said they were on something. Yes, I think so too. I mean, just playing this game almost kind of makes it, like, I've never experienced this, but playing the game with all the glitches and everything, especially that, like, that one glitch we had that very first time I ever played, and it's up on the channel already. It's only like a 25-second video of me recording it, but when we had that, like, pace car glitch with the paint scheme, the random paint schemes flipping through the pace car while we were levitating in the infield, like, it makes me feel like I was having an acid attack, or, and like, when you see these types of glitches, I feel like this is what it would be like to be on acid, where you would just, like, see trees levitating in the skies. And Talladega. But yes, to a certain extent, though, Tim, I definitely agree with you. I'm just curious what's going to happen under this next stop, because we are only a couple laps away from witnessing the third pit stop of the race. Bell's going to take it to lap 102. So lap 102 will be the third stop of the day for Christopher Bell. Leading from the lead. We're going to have all sorts of records today. Bell could get the first career win. Largest margin of victory ever on the channel. Perhaps the most laps led ever in a Talladega race. In general. And a caution-free Talladega race. Even with a couple wrecks that we missed. Again, hitting a lap 102 will make it a 32-lap run. That is definitely short of 35 laps. At least the amount of pit stops you can make, the better, but we don't want to risk it too much anyway. I've been leaving notes for the pit window in this game because there's no telemetry. You know what, now I think about it? I think telemetry, especially me doing 4 races, or anybody that likes doing at least races with pit stops that are, you know, just long enough for pit stops, telemetry is the #1 thing they have to add. Then the rear view mirror, and then a track map, like in that order. We need telemetry to run these 4 races. I mean, that's how we got costed or win at Coda, because the crew chief is just not accurate at all. He didn't even say anything the last time. And we just ran out of gas. He might be standing in victory lane now that I think about it. He might just be in victory lane waiting for us. But yeah, we got this in the bag. He won't mess us up. We almost ran out of gas. Kind of need him. Dodgers and Harvick fan, welcome to the stream. The trees, yeah. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I don't even know what to explain. We have determined it is either tornadic activity or it is the remaking of Jack and the Beanstalk. Movie version Jack the Giant Slayer at the Talladega Superspeedway. Yeah. Jack the Giant Slayer 2 Talladega edition. Featuring Ricky Bobby. That'd be the comedy sequel, Jack and the Beanstalk. All right, Bell's going to pit this time by 32 laps into the run. Notice the overcast skies seem to be clearing a little bit more throughout the course of the race. First time we're going to be able to see the actual time of day change on this custom schedule mode. No speeding penalty once again for Christopher Bell.
Leaders are pitting now.
Leaders are pitting now. Yeah, we are the leader. First we've heard of the crew chief in a while. Nice to know he's back on the track. Yep, this might be the cleanest stop yet. No mistakes coming into the pits for the third time, but none by the A-High as well. Nice quick 4-tire stop. No damage to be repaired. We haven't hit the wall in this race. That might be like a first in a race ever not hitting the wall in a full race. And it might come in NASCAR 21 Ignition. That'd be crazy. Well, we haven't done, well, I guess technically we've doubled down on the tornadoes, but 6 is parked, yes. Yeah. Also, Newman is still on the track. He's the only one that I know of for a fact is on the track. He is in 33rd, and he is parked sideways in his pit box. He was backing up and then pulling right back into it. Shades of, oh man, what's that movie? Mike Myers. Having another brain fart with another movie today. Jeez. You guys need to help me out. My brain is dysfunctional. I think this race has just, like, dumped my brain down so much that I just cannot think clearly. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Oh, he almost turned me. I wasn't really paying that close of attention. Gaming Hot Blaze, welcome to the stream. If you're just tuning in, trust me, you are not tripping out on acid. We're watching NASCAR 21 Ignition live on the channel. Talladega Super Speedway, another full race live commentary. I believe all 39 of the cars have DNF. We saw some crashes going into the first set of pit stop. Bell was able to miss everything and come out with the lead. He's made 3 pit stops since then. One, he almost ran out of gas because the crew chief did not aware him that he was running low on fuel, nor is there telemetry in the game. That was the second stop. Following that, we have trees that are just standing upwards to the skies in either tornadic activity or a Jack and the Beanstalk-like situation. We have a report that the airplane is still flying around the racetrack. If they are commercial, again, I'm surprised they have not landed yet. It may be multiple planes. That is possible. If it is not, they've done circles because we saw them in 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 throughout the course of the race. And there are 2 tornadoes / beanstalks. One in turn 3. More so turn 4, and then more towards turn 1 is the other one. The sun is also slowly peeking through the overcast clouds, 85 degrees. That is the closest I've seen the airplane now flying to those trees. Hopefully nobody's looking out their windows right now because they may be feeling further lost. Jack and the Beanstalk 500 at Talladega Forest. There you go. Definitely the oddest Talladega 4-race live stream we've ever had on the channel. think the game needs to fix the trees. I don't think the game has ever... I don't think anybody's ever seen this glitch. I certainly haven't. I swear we get all the weird and new glitches on this channel. We've uploaded some of them. This one won't need to be uploaded because we'll have hours of content on YouTube as it is. It doesn't need to be a separate video, but... Being in the first couple weeks after the release of NASCAR 21 Edition, we're going to be getting a lot of new viewers watching this stream. They're going to be like, wow, this is... I mean, hey, I've found it somehow entertaining so far. And this race is flying by only because it has been caution-free and likely will remain caution-free. If we get a caution, like, randomly in this race, I'm not going to understand why. And I don't plan on pitting if we do get the yellow. Oh, you have seen it before? Yeah, this is the first I've ever seen it. I mean, at least it's not messing the gameplay up. Like, this is, like, probably the best glitch I think we've had. It has not messed with the gameplay at all. You know, maybe it's a good thing to see trees sideways in a vertical line going upwards to the clouds. And you're trying to race at Talladega and NASCAR 21 Edition. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a sight for sore eyes, but it's a sight. It's a sight. One that will not be forgotten in the channel's history, that's for sure. At 49.876 out. That might be the fastest lap I think we've ran by ourselves so far. We may never see this again ever in the channel, so take your pictures, everybody. Maybe mentally and physically. Just like this is a site. Maybe not this like physical site, but this track being the site of our Championship 4 race on this custom schedule season. It will not be the Geico 500 sponsor title. It will be the Yellowwood 500. For the Championship 4 race. This is definitely an interesting one. David Jones Locker, welcome to the stream. NASCAR Thunder 2004 still reigns supreme. Currently they are, yes. At that time they were at their peak performance. Welcome to the stream live on the right. And we still have at least one more pit stop left in this race. We're gonna make two. We're definitely gonna be making two. We pitted at lap 102. We're not risking enough fuel in this one. So 2 more pit stops still to come. It is going to be a 5 pit stop day for Christopher Bell. 3 of them have been made so far, as we are past the halfway point. We currently have, if my math correctly, 77 laps to go at the start-finish line that last time by. Best glitch since gameplay still continues. Does this now make Talladega the 9th wonder of the world? No, that's China. Never mind. The 10th wonder of the world. Now, we do keep seeing the same positions On the upper left-hand corner of the screen, lap after lap. It's hard to catch him quickly, but we know Justin Haley's second. James Davidson scored third. We don't really know anybody else inside the top 10. 11th through 13th is Kyle Larson in 11th. We'll check 12th and 13th. It does flash by the top 10 pretty quickly, but Hill 31st, Brendan Gaughan 39th, Cindric in 30th. Eric Jones in 22nd, he's led some laps today. Slowski 12th, Larson's 13th, my bad. Austin Dillon was in there. Cody Ware 29th. Cody Gase 36th, Anthony Alfredo 28th. Fourth. We'll see it this time by again. My goodness, it goes by so quickly. I don't want to mess up. Anybody wants to take an attempt down in the chat as to see who 4th through 6th is, be my guest. Again, hit that like button. We got 9 likes so far. This is definitely a stream monumental in its own right. This definitely needs to be under other related NASCAR content on YouTube. Well, if we cross the checkered flag at first, I am counting it as a win for myself. Why would you say that, Tim? Retract that message right now. I mean, even if it does say that, we know we will have won this race. I think prior to that, though, if something fishy happens, I can't say that, but if we cross the checkered flag first, watch just the game. Watch the game crash. Like off turn 4 on the final lap. An error has occurred, and then we get like the blue screen of death. Earl Arnold Jr., welcome to the stream. We'll say though, the day to night transitions in a full race actually do seem pretty good, especially over the course of a couple hours like this race is. Good luck in the league on Sunday. Yeah, you too. I believe you're in second, correct? Any points? I'm trying to hold on so to win my own contest. AI is going to come back and once. You're all going to be like Newman was earlier, driving backwards in the trial where he got a dodge roll. Fly Guy, only 773. Welcome to the stream. What's good? Well, we're in the lead. That is something that we are not common with in NASCAR 21 edition on the channel. We are common with it on the super speedways. The Daytona 500, we led both the custom schedule and the career mode, and now our third race at a super speedway in the game. First at Talladega. On the custom schedule season, Bell leading again. And the most laps. A bunch of most laps out here before long. If he hasn't already. He probably already has. Hamlin led for a bit, Harvick led for a bit, and Eric Jones led for a bit. I think those are the only three leaders outside of Bell in this race. The big tower going into turn 1 and off the exit of turn 4 is not so much a tower. Well, I guess it's kind of a tower of trees. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. That was after a second pit stop in the race. It's 85 degrees, overcast, a bit humid here at Talladega. We'll blame it on global warming. Because why not? VIP Race Car, welcome to the stream. Yep. Trees are stacked in the air. I wonder if we use the look back cam if we can see exactly the top of it. Probably not. I haven't really tried yet. I also don't want to crash and trying to look at that stuff, but I don't like looking back in the middle of the corner like that. The way it rotates. Oh, here we go. Down the back straight, we'll have a pretty good look. No, we're not going to be able to see the top. No way. It's just endless. Westman, welcome to the stream. A hooky and crust question mark. What question mark have to do with the trees in the sky? Yeah, we've already determined it's either a tornado or it's Jack and the Beanstalk. Talladega. We've already determined that it is the sequel to Jack and the Giant Slayer, to be exact here. It's the comedy sequel of Jack and the Giant Slayer, Ricky Bobby, Talladega, which would be the comedy style. No, those are trees. Those are not flags. I can't confirm that I have been to Talladega twice in person and I have not seen trees in the air quite like we see at the track, so I can't confirm that is not actually like that in real life at the actual Talladega Super Speedway. It's only in the game. These games look more and more realistic than what they used to, but that is a feature that I can confirm is not so realistic. The natives are taking back over. Oh no. Maybe every one of those trees is supposed to resemble the cars that have DNF in this race. Maybe that's what it is. I never thought about that yet. Blew my own mind with that one. Or can also confirm this, okay. We have a secondary witness. That's how broken this game is, yeah. Like button slowly getting ran up. We're up to 10 now. I haven't liked the stream myself yet. I haven't had a chance. That will be 11 whenever I can, probably as soon as I cross the checkered flag. Definitely hit that like button if you haven't already. Trying to entertain as much as I possibly can with doing the live commentary as we usually do, the realistic commentary for these races, but boy, everything that has happened so far in this race is far from realistic. This is a nutty, nutty race. NASCAR 21 edition has arrived. sure Bell's led some laps at other tracks. Could be wrong, but... Hey, we led with them in the Daytona 500 this season, too. Not like this, but... No patch for at least the PS4 that I can confirm since last Thursday, so it has been a full week now, no patch. They had 3 patches in those first, like, 48 hours. They've had 0 since. Obviously, as you can see, for those of you that have watched most of, if not all, of this race, or are just tuning in now, you can definitely tell the game is in need of another one. I don't think you can, you know, physically watch this for more than 5 seconds without realizing this game needs fixed. You're watching what you're currently seeing on the screen right now. Wait, what? If you are going to share a video somewhat on the channel, how can you not share this video? I would recommend some other, you know, content that, you know, maybe some nail biting finish or something with the live commentary. So that'll probably be the best stuff to show them. But hey, if they want to laugh, maybe show them this one. Again, still 2 more pit stops need to be made for Bell. And he's just going to end up short pitting at lap 130 and 160. Those will be the last 2 stops. He's going to make this run only 28 laps and about 30 and 28 to the end. 32 laps in the last run, 35 in the first 3 runs. And 423, welcome to the stream. I just find it funny how every new person coming into the chat throughout the stream is always, like, they're just as shocked as the person before them when it comes to, like, what they're seeing on the screen. I find it funny. Like, what is going on? What is that? In turn 1 and turn 3. I gotta keep repeating myself. For those of you who said you predicted everything that has happened in this race today, we wanted to point you out and say that you are lying. Nobody had predicted this. You maybe could have predicted this could have been the first race we got to finish off, or maybe even predicted that Bell was going to go out and win his first career race today. But I don't think you could have predicted everything leading up to the checkered flag. Oh yeah, I definitely remember the end. Come in here. Wouldn't say on a regular basis, but I see you come and go. Coming back. We are at lap 130. Bell will pit this time by the second to last stop of the day, 4th total. Take his time coming into the pit lane. Got all the racetrack in the world. Trying to back it down. Didn't want to speed hitting into that commitment line. That was probably the hardest he's pushed it on the pit road of the first 4 stops today, but still made it in without speeding, no penalty. Just a perfect race on Bell's behalf so far. Has anybody noticed, so the, I'm trying to figure out, the guy the guy that's like pulling or releasing something, is that supposed to be the air gun hose? Does anybody know? Or is that supposed to be the sign that he's technically supposed to pull? Because I'm not entirely sure. But he's always pulling air. I find that funny every time we come into the pits. Your shadow box. Maybe he's fishing. Or he's imagining he's fishing. He's reeling in a giant net or something. Five races out of 15. 5 top 10, 5th in points. Never finished worse than he started. Pretty good. The pack disappeared, yes, Mr. Hammond. I believe Bell might be the only car back on the track. Ever heard of the band Swerms? No, I have not. Never heard of it. Although speaking of like band music and stuff, a lot of good bands right now, and they're making some really good music in the metal community, in the metal/rock community over the last like couple months. I'm excited for Bullet for My Valentine's release here in a few days of their album. Bullbeats, I think, is coming up pretty soon here. Einstein Kills was pretty good. Trivium was amazing. Actually, still waiting on the Einstein Kills album. I don't have my car is a little bit older and I don't have like an aux cord or anything. So all the music I can listen to when I want to listen to music, I like pick the songs in. I have to buy a CD, so I have like a bunch of CDs in my car. Yeah. I'm buying some of that stuff. Still have NASCAR Rumble for the PS1. Never played it. I've heard of it. Give you a good band to listen to, Trivium. I Prevail's pretty good. That's about as local of a like bigger band for the music I listen to compared to me. They're from Detroit, like an hour, 15 minutes south of that. I have definitely backed them up. A lot of them is, I mean, they do have good music. I usually don't like listening to that style, but they make it work, and they're local, so supporting a local band. Well, local, not as local as you can get. I don't know any rock and metal bands from Ohio that's relevant now. I have no clue. I Prevail's pretty good. But yeah, you get a chance, Trivium's new album is a masterpiece. They had an album last year too. I was surprised they literally released an album back-to-back years, but they're both like masterpieces. This one is a lot different, I feel like, than the last one, but awesome. The singles that Bullet for My Valentine have released so far, they're 4 for 4 there. They're probably my favorite band. It's probably more relevant now. Metallica's always been relevant. They will forever be my favorite band, but Bullet's probably approaches like my number 2. Number 2, number 3. old, new. I like it all personally. Same thing with Metallica. I pretty much like everything. Memphis Mayfly. I've heard of that band though. That band I have heard of. I can't say I've listened to. I might have heard a song from them, but I wouldn't be able to tell you the name. I definitely heard of the name though. There's a lot of stuff I haven't listened to that like will pop up on like YouTube recommended. I need to get back to a concert. It's been a couple years. I haven't been to one since COVID. Trivia was supposed to go to Columbus like a month ago, or sometime in October. I can't remember if it would have been when I was gone a month ago. I don't think it was. I think it's supposed to be like the middle or the beginning of the month. But they moved it. Or they completely like canceled like that date. Buddy of mine wanted to go too. It would have been before they released their album. Kind of stuff. They probably would have played a single or two from it. But, I mean, the concert itself would have stuff. They're awesome. I haven't seen them in concert. I'd like to. Josh T, welcome to the stream. Has the game been crashing on you a lot? Oh, heck yes. If you've watched any part of this race so far, you can see that it has done it again. In a good way for us this time. We might get the win this time around. Still one more pit stop to go. And we still have 50 laps to go this time buying the Geico 500 at Talladega. Mr. Bell will very well get his first career win. Flipped it a little bit there, kind of flipped the apron. Didn't get loose on me, didn't want it to either. Definitely going to be streaming again tomorrow, though. For the next race of the custom schedule season at Richmond, it'll only be a 200-lap event. Our start time will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So again, barring no glitches for the game tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Richmond will be the day. Again, it's really day-to-day with this game. Whether it wants to work or not. We've been on a good, consistent streak here for the last, like, 4 days. 3 days, I guess. We'll keep the streak going. It could have been longer than that, but I had to go to Martinsville. I guess chose to go to Martinsville for the NASCAR race. And tickets, I love NASCAR, why not? Hit a mini milestone. It's my 25th Cup race I've seen in person now, so I'm at the quarter-century mark. Add on to that and go to Daytona for the first time. That was also my first trip to Martinsville. The hot dogs are a must. They were only $2. Very shocked that they were that cheap. If I would have known that before I got in line, I probably would have made the decision to get more. We were kind of cut on time. Didn't want to miss much of the race, any of the race. So made it as snappy as I could. But if you actually watch the highlight video, I actually had to watch part of the race at the beginning or down below before I actually got to my seat so I didn't miss anything. Because of how long the hot dog stand line was. We got in line an hour and 15 minutes for the drop of the green flag. Almost missed the drop of the green flag. National anthem and the flyover and everything was going on when I was still underneath the bleachers in line for my hot dog. Hot dogs, I should say. I did get 2 of them, but I think next time I go there, I plan on getting a lot more. Might bring some home too. Well, maybe not home, but back to the hotel and stuff. $30 points out of the lead. We won, man, one guy's won 4 out of 5 races. Kyle Larson level dominance right there. again, final stop will be at lap 160 for Christopher Bell. With 28 to go when he makes his way off the pit lane. We're not alternated through the different camera angles for the second time yet today, so we'll do that right now. Get back to the start-finish line. I think that, honestly, like, I think the price, more than anything, like, what other sporting event can you get a hot dog for $2? Like, at least $5 anywhere you go. It's not only $2 for a hot dog, but it's $2 with the Coney sauce and stuff. Like, Coney dogs, anywhere you go, that sells, like, chili dogs or Coney dogs, it's like $7, $8. So $2. Well, and that's whether it's a racetrack, you know, any other, a baseball game, a football game, whatever it is. $2, that's a steal. Plus they're good on top of it. You can't go wrong. They're a lot smaller than what I thought they'd be, but for $2, well worth it. Well worth it. I think they could get away with selling them that cheap just because, I mean, again, that line was like an hour. It was a long line. And there's only 2 lines, at least in the downstairs level, that you could get hot dogs. The traditional Martinsville dog. Definitely get there early. I got there an hour and 15 minutes early, almost missed the start of the race. There were people behind me in line that definitely missed the start. I recommend the first thing you do when you go there, get a hot dog. I got there 3 hours early, and I almost missed the race getting my hot dog because I was fine. Oh, that reminds me. At the end of the stream, I'll show you the 2 diecasts I got that I added to my collection. I never got a chance to show you the last couple nights because we DNF'd the race, but we're not DNF'd today, and I remembered, so I will show you guys the 2 classic diecasts that I added to my small collection still. Up to 5 on the classic diecast. Full Gen 4 cars again, but now have my oldest diecast. And a very underrated paint scheme that I have always liked even since I was younger. Couldn't find a Dave Blaney one again, though. I'm 0 for 2 on actually searching for one at racetracks. I did see one. I saw one at Bristol. It was an 07 Jack Daniels Blaney car. Richard Childress racing. I didn't want that one, though. I wanted either the Amoco 93 car, the Jasper 77, or the Caterpillar 22. I have not seen anyone. I saw Caterpillar 22 with Scott Wimmer and Ward Burton, but it's not the same. I want the Blaney. Preferably those 3, I mean. What's the rule of all the cars DNF? No clue. Checkered flag never fly. I mean, I guess they can end it if it's past halfway. Like, into the nighttime, especially at a track without any lights. Like Talladega. You know, I guess out of technicality, they could end it after halfway and that's the result. I don't know, though, outside of that. Wait for it to rain. Oh, I don't, there's got to be something in NASCAR's long list rule book. There's got to be something in there for it. We'll never see it in real life, at least. We're going to see it here today, outside of Bell making it to the end. When did Blaney race the 07? It was right before Clint Boyer took over the 07, if I'm remembering correctly. 2005? 2006? 06? No, 06 he was in the 22. It might have been 07, and I think he was part-time. I can't remember if Clint Boyer... cannot remember if Clint Boyer was full-time in 07, or if he was part-time in the 07, and Blaney drove that car part-time. But, man, I can't remember the years. I'm a big Ryan Blaney fan, so Dave Blaney's stats I'm not all familiar with, but it had to have been right around that same time. So the cat car in person. Seen Ryan Newman drive a Caterpillar car in person at Michigan in 2015. Seen Reddick race it a couple times in person too this year. I like how on the digital dash it still says lap 1 of 188. $777.93. Old enough to remember the 77, not old enough for the 93. The 7 was Tommy Baldwin Racing, wasn't it? You have to correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what years he drove that car, so I'm not entirely sure. That 93 Amoco scheme, though, that's probably my favorite Dave Blaney scheme of all time. I mean, the Caterpillar cars always look good, but he was the only one that had that paint scheme. I'd say Ward Burton made that paint scheme famous. He won the Daytona 500 in 2002. Will Davis Racing. In person in Delaware at Dover. I don't think anybody's done a throwback scheme of that since they've started doing the NASCAR throwback schemes. Ryan Blaney's got to do one. Ryan Blaney's he's already done a couple paint schemes of his dad's. He did one of the Jasper car and actually have that diecast, at least the smaller scale diecast for that one. That was back in 2018, I believe, when he ran that one. But he needs to run that Amoco throwback scheme. That's my favorite Dave Blaney scheme of all time. I feel like Advanced Auto Parts would be able to do it. He's already done a Midnight Advanced Auto Parts scheme. It's not too much more different than that. Yeah, first NASCAR race I ever went to in person was 2015, Michigan's August race. Yeah, that took me for my 16th birthday. Never got the chance to go when I was younger, so. Oh no, Bell gonna get loose in 1 and 2. He clipped the apron. Big slide, jammed the brakes, and a great save. Really the only time he's gotten sideways in this race. But that was a bit of a scare right there. So easy to get caught off guard. Still has not hit the wall yet in this one. Trying to keep the car clean to the very end. Did a great job not overcorrecting. Might be an easy track with this current rules package, especially when by yourself. Being able to handle a car and run consistent laps here at Talladega, but if you're by yourself for this long, a mistake can be made just because of the lack of awareness. Oh, lose not Dover? What do you mean lures? Not familiar. I've been to Dover once. Can't remember any towns outside of Dover where I was at the track. See, I don't really remember anything outside of Dover either. It was pretty much like nothing but like really nothing. Like there was empty fields, no crops, big desolate area, not a lot of people there in general. I'm planning to win that Daytona 500. He said it would have been cool to be a Daytona 500 champion, but he even stated, I've heard him in like interviews even at the time or since then, that he didn't want the race to end that way because he would have just only forever been known as the guy that, you know, won the Daytona 500 for those circumstances, not the fact that he would have just won the 500. Would have won because actually hit the good driver. But yeah, that was definitely crazy because that was late enough in the race. It was past halfway. Maybe it was probably not too. It took him a few hours to clean it up, and it was already so late at night as it was, and it was on a Monday that it was realistic that they could have just called the race right there. I don't think anybody would have really blamed NASCAR for calling the race. That would have been Dave Blaney's only career win. The Daytona 500 in 2012 under that circumstance. What a story. Now, he's got multiple World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series championships, so I mean, he's a really good racer. He's never made it in the NASCAR world. He did win one Busch Series race at the time. Toe-to-toe with Matt Kendall at Charlotte got the job done. I can't remember what year that was. Great finish to that race. So he did win a legitimate NASCAR race in the Top 3 Series, but he was definitely a real man. So I wouldn't say he didn't have any success in NASCAR, but very, very little. Oh, it is lose. Am I saying that right? West. $30 laps to go. The Geico 500 at Talladega for Christopher Bell. Honestly, I'm not as bored in this race as I thought I'd be. This happens every time we go to Talladega. It might become boring after a while, but especially considering that the Championship 4 is supposed to be here, so that does scare me a little bit. Hopefully we don't have this kind of a race for the championship, but to get that first career win out of the way, get the first checkered flag, which we will see the checkered flag under our belt on the season, that is just going to be so special. So one more pit stop coming. Going to shorten pit once again. He's done the last 2 stops. This will be the 3rd consecutive one. It'll be the 5th and final green flag pit stop of the day. Christopher Bell, definitely the money stop, but nothing on the line here. Take his time coming into the pits again. Didn't really do that the last time. Oh, it's pronounced Lewis. Gotcha. No sense of Louise. Bell braking pretty early. And he will not wreck.
Leader just hit pit road. Leader just hit pit road.
So there we go. Final stop of the day. No issues, at least entering the pits. Let me hit that like button. Definitely hit that like button down below. Up to 15 likes on the stream. See if we can get to 20 here and just under the final 30 laps. Nice clean stop once again. For the 5th pit stop of the race. Nobody on the racetrack right now. Bell will have plenty of room to merge. I'm not going to give myself a blend line violation. Apron's got a lot of grip here, thankfully. Getting closer to the dusk time as well, with the overcast skies making it maybe a little darker than what it would be otherwise. 27 laps to go in the Geico 500 at Talladega. Bell does not have to pit again. Next super speedway on the schedule, we go back to Daytona for our summer race. It will only be an 80-lap race under the lights. Potentially a one-stopper at Daytona. At least for Bell. Again, the 6th different winner in the first 6 races of the year. A dominant season by Toyota, kind of similar to what the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode was. Where it was dominated by Toyota. Picking it up here in the custom schedule season on NASCAR 21 Ignition. Davion West, welcome to the stream. More shocking news about this career mode. What was that? Yeah, I don't know too much about the career mode gameplay. I've only done 2 races. You guys have not seen the second one. You guys will see the second one sometime soon. Likely Saturday at the latest will be the next career mode episode. Definitely live streaming tomorrow means I don't have work. So that'll be custom schedule again at Richmond. 200 lap event. Our first of 4 50% races on this custom schedule season. Yeah, the only Biffle car I saw in person would have been, well, a Cup car at least, would have been Michigan 2015. Oh, man. I think he had the Ortho car, I believe, for that race. Like a black and red Ortho paint scheme. It might have been the white one, but I think it was the black and red. I think. Remember Austin Dillon led some laps in that race. I thought he was going to get his first career win that day. It's pretty good at Michigan. I mean, he ran well there this year even too. Kenseth ended up getting the win for the pole though. And he did lead the most laps. Pretty much a Matt Kenseth dominated day. I also remember there was a caution on lap 1. I remember Brian Vickers being involved in 55. I can't remember exactly how it started, but I remember him being involved. There was like 3 cars that spun. And I was sitting in turn 1, so it happened like right in front of me. Lap 1, turn 1 accident. My first ever NASCAR racing race. I think I've seen it a couple times. I saw it at Talladega last year. I saw him in the truck race at Pocono this season. That was like right at the start-finish line too. He signed a new ride that lasts until the Daytona 500 2022. New driver takes a ride, immediately knocks you out of the playoffs. Watched someone experience that on the stream twice last night. Hopefully we can continue the career mode past one season. Plan on it. Oh yeah, I can remember that finish of the 07 500 vividly. Probably the Daytona 500, the earliest Daytona 500 memory I can remember vividly. And I probably watched a couple prior to that. I know I've been watching NASCAR as long as I can remember. I can remember other races prior to that vividly, where I was and stuff, but that one definitely sticks out to me. I can remember being in my kitchen, watching the end of the race on our tiny little antenna TV. It would kind of go fuzzy every now and then. And, because that's like all we had in the kitchen. We were all eating. We always ate in the kitchen at that house. So we were eating there, and we had the Daytona 500 on. We watched most of it in the living room, but the end of that race was taking place there. And I remember being astonished at what I had just seen. Get chills watching that back to this day. I get chills watching like any great NASCAR moment back, even if it was for like earlier this year. Reagan drove the 55 car of the 26 races, 2015 Vickers. Was Reagan in the car then at Michigan? Maybe it was David Reagan in the car there. I remember it was a 55 Aaron's. Dream machine. I thought Vickers might have been in the car for that race specifically. Maybe it was Reagan. Say Harvick, you can't let anybody win the 500. Or you gotta think too, though. That's Kevin Harvick's only Daytona 500 win. You never want to just let somebody win the race. And he passed him clean too. He never even rubbed him coming to the line. He side drafted him perfectly. A great run off turn 4. He did that as clean as he possibly could. But as far as, especially by Harvick standards, by the way, especially what we've seen recent years, but no, outside of that though, I mean, that's the only Daytona 500 win in Harvick's career. If he, Martin would have won that race, Kevin Harvick would And over 20 attempts at the 500 now, or I think exactly 20 attempts at the 500 now. We would be winless if we didn't win that race. You know what? It could be your last. Reagan was in that car. Going on with the floaty trees. I don't know. I can't explain it. It was after the second pit stop. We have floating trees in turn 4 and turn 1. R6, welcome to the stream as well. There's no other cars on the track, I don't believe either. Unless we just have not seen them the whole race. They've been on the complete other half of the track, which I guess isn't possible. Seemingly everybody has... I'll be interested to see the finishing results if they DNF'd or got DQ'd. I think some of them... I don't think all of them DQ'd. Time to see Christopher Bell take the checkered flag in the Geico 500 at Talladega. It's all but official at this point. It has been for quite some time. Their second season. Only 4 races after the amount of races it took for him to win his first career race in real life. Hopefully this will not be the only win on the season, much like how the 2021 season has gone thus far for Bell. Consistency was an issue for him in real life, and it definitely is here early in the year as well. But so win, be a max point stay as well, considering there are no stages. 40 points with the win. Trees from a passing hurricane, yeah. I had stated it was either a tornadic activity, 2 separate ones, or it's Jack and the Beanstalk. What I was going with the reason. That's my theories. Wish I made NASCAR Heat 6. Yeah, not blaming you. I didn't want to do that to the game. I ranted enough. Not, like, very harshly. I mean, probably the words might have been a little harsh, but I'll try not to get mad with it. I can be mad today. Could have definitely had a better show for you guys, the fans, but appreciate a lot of you guys sticking out this one. Here today, we've had fun nonetheless. We're less than 10 laps away. Witnessing Christopher Bell's first career win and my personal first win ever in NASCAR 21 edition. Take it however you can get it. No wins will come easy this season. This could be a spot in the playoffs as long as we don't get more than 16 different winners for Christopher Bell. 6 different winners in the first 6 races of the year. We'll see if he can double down at Richmond on the short track tomorrow night. But for tonight, it's the Wall 20 team. We'll be partying hard. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I don't think it was in a race though. I think it was in a practice session. I think it was like a Budweiser shootout practice session. Sprint Unlimited, whatever they called it at the time. Now known as the Busch Clash. But I think it was a practice session, a night practice the night before that race. The lights went on the back screen. I don't think it's quite that dark, but I have seen gameplay. It does seem a little oddly dark. A lot of issues with the game, but that's probably one of the issues that probably aren't that big of a deal, all things considered, with the amount of varying issues we do have on this game. Hopefully this is not the last win. It's the first of many to come in this game. Good start considering this is the race of the championship 4. Obviously Bell's got to get there first. He's got to get to the playoffs first, but it's a great step in that direction, and I think could be the favorite if he makes it to the championship 4 just based off of the dominating performance today. Hopefully we see a more entertaining championship 4 race at Talladega, but today this will have to do. 10 laps to go, this time by the Geico 500 at Talladega. The fans have waited it out both virtually and you guys down below, whether you are in the chat or not, and have watched this race. Like, share, and subscribe. More daily NASCAR content. Any cool paint schemes? As far as like currently or like all time, I will show off 2 paint schemes, preferably one I really like. As far as diecasts, I've got some classic diecasts I got in Martinsville this weekend, adding on to my collection. I meant to make a community post about it, and I totally forgot to. I'll show you guys live on stream for that. Be a good way to cap off the victory. I'm a sucker for yellow and blue colored cars. The Irwin Tool paint schemes, the Napa cars, the specifically like the Michael Waltrip Napa cars, or like the Mark Trucks. You know, I don't know why, it's so basic but it looks good. But yeah, the Irwin Tools, the AOL cars, the Steve Park and Johnny Sauter days. Really like those ones. Best Buy, Matt Kenseth's car. That was always a good one for me. Square D, Bobby Hamilton senior car. Really like the blue and yellow cars. Sucker for those types of ones. So that's why I can't wait for the DLC with this season, so we can run the Irwin Tool paint scheme that Christopher Bell has ran at times this year. Hopefully that is on one of the DLCs in the future. Dale Sr.'s classic Wrangler paint scheme. Ricky Rudd as well ran that paint scheme. That might be one of my favorite paint schemes of all time, honestly. The Wrangler number 3. That's definitely up there. That's a diecast I would definitely want. I saw Ricky Rudd number 15 one this last week. I almost got it. Probably should have gotten that one on top of it too. I also. But yeah, I really like that. Those are definitely. If Brian Blaney ever runs a blue and yellow scheme, not the peak antifreeze one. That's a little. Just because the hood is, peak and then the rest of the car's Menards doesn't mean it's a classic blue and yellow scheme. No, if it's like, you get a sponsor that's got like those colors and they have a great scheme that goes with it, I would get that diecast immediately. Six laps to go at Talladega for Christopher Bell. I get to see the victory lane animation for the first time. I just realized that. I don't think there's burnouts in the game, unfortunately, from what I've heard. I have not seen the victory lane animation for this game yet. I'm scared it's going to be the same as NASCAR. I know it's a completely different game, but that's okay. Get to see it for the first time. And we get to do it with a clean race car, too. A clean race car into victory lane. in NASCAR 21 edition ball games. And at Talladega of all tracks. 5 laps to go. Crew chief hasn't said a word in probably 100 laps or more. That's a pretty cool feature if that comes about, Daytona. Oh yeah, that's another good one. The Cheerios 43 car. The blue and yellow Cheerios. That's a good car too. Oh! It's got a little bit of red on it, but mostly blue and yellow. Carl Edwards, Tony the Tiger car. That one probably wasn't quite as good. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch's Kellogg's car. That's another really good one. Not so much the Edwards one. That one's alright, but the Kyle Busch Kellogg's car, I need to get a diecast for that. I haven't seen one yet. I want to get a Terry Labonte. Tell you exactly one. That one was fun as a kid. Like, cross your fingers, yeah. But I kind of forgot about that Kellogg's Kyle Busch car. Yeah, that's like all blue and yellow too. I was like that paint scheme. That resonated with my childhood. My early EA Sports video game childhood. Kids today like Kyle Busch for the M&Ms. I like them for the Kellogg's. Paint scheme wise. 3 laps to go for Christopher Bell. Get the first career win. Many drivers have gotten their first career win at Talladega Superspeedway. Bell about to add his name to that list. Just saw Bubba Wallace, the most recent driver, also Toyota back driver, get his first career win at Talladega in the fall race. But this spring race will be a playoff qualifying win for Christopher Bell. Good points day, of course, for the regular season standings. Hopefully get to the top 10 and have some playoff points go his way. I thought it was alright, but I think the classic M&M schemes are always pretty good too. Whether it was Ken Schrader, Elliott Sadler, Kyle Busch, Ernie Urban. Slider 916, welcome to the stream. Word on the next patch? No exact clue. Been asked that already tonight. I still haven't looked at NASCAR 21 Twitter page. But any up-to-date information you can check there. We are on the final lap for Christopher Bell, and he's got about a half a lap to go to get his first career win. It'll be in dominating fashion at Talladega. He will have led over 160 laps in this race. He has led every lap from lap 23 on. A clean day, not a scratch on the car, never hit the wall once. That may be a first in channel history. But the checkered flag is waving. Onto the tri-oval, Christopher Bell is a NASCAR Cup Series winner. And the only car to finish this race, everybody DNF'd except for Bell. A NASCAR record for least amount of cars to finish a race. Bell will take it any way he can get it. He survived the carnage when nobody else could. And we'll take a look at the unofficial, I guess, official results. Christopher Bell with the win. Justin Haley second. James Davidson with a career best third place finish. Martin Truex Jr. finishes fourth. Denny Hamlin ends up in the 5th place position. So even with all the carnage, and look, hey, we were doing the donut in the grass down there. That's pretty cool. But Hamlin, 2 top 5s in the first 2 super speedway races. All 4 Joe Gibbs Toyotas finished in the top 9, 3 in the top 5. Joey Logano 6th, William Byron 7th, Ryan Blaney 8th, Kyle Busch 9th, and Alex Bowman rounds out the top 10. And we get to view victory lane right here, right now. Surprised I didn't get a trophy. We're winning a full race. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool victory animation. Bell actually looks like Bell in this game, too. That's pretty good. No, I didn't look at the full results. Well, no, I did. I'll have to go back through and get the points myself afterwards anyway. I did scroll all the way down. For a second, I was thinking I didn't. Yeah, you were right, Joshua. And that was before all the carnage happened. Good call. Christopher Bell with the win, leading 165 laps. The Talladega Superspeedway. Crazy. Got Milk Car was definitely really good, too. That was one of my favorite Terry Labonte schemes also. Cheez-It paint schemes were always good, whether it was Edwards, Biffle, Labonte. Yeah, I can't really show you guys the standings for the custom schedule season, being we have to do the points ourselves, but we now have 6 different winners in the first 6 races of the season. All 4 Joe Gibbs Toyotas have now won the first 6 races. Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, and now Christopher Bell. Cody Ware with a win at COTA. And Tyler Reddick with the win last night are the different winners. I just realized we haven't had a 550 horsepower package race yet. And we won't for a little while because the next 2 races will be on short tracks at Richmond and Martinsville. Both 50% races, first of which coming tomorrow night. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night at Richmond, if it is NASCAR 21 edition. So be on the lookout for that one. Again, it's day-to-day with this game for right now with all the glitches on if every track works. I was a little scared we weren't going to get through the that glitch tonight. Well, I mean, we got through a bunch of glitches, but specifically the glitch where the full pack kind of comes and hits you from behind. Don't go anywhere, though, quite yet. Definitely like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you are leaving right now. But, diecast, show off. And I'll go full screen here real quick before showing off the diecast. These 2 diecasts specifically that I had gotten at Martinsville this last weekend. I don't know why my camera's so blurry. Alrighty. Get the drum roll. They're both rookie schemes. Both rookie schemes. This first one is from 2002. And it was actually the 2002 Rookie of the Year. I know you guys might have been thinking Jimmy Johnson. No, it is Ryan Newman. Rookie All-Tel scheme. I always loved Newman's All-Tel scheme. I loved the all-blue, the powder blue one. I also really, really loved this one right here. This is actually a Ford Taurus. They would go to Dodge the next season in 2003. And that would be this was the last year that Penske was a Ford before the 2013 season, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, 2013 would have been the next year they went to Dodge. But got the Goodyear Eagles, got the sticker tires on them. Full detail with this one. They got the rookie stripes on the back of it right there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's I'm glad I got this. The grill feels actually really good. The full detail is probably the most. All the diecast, the old ones especially, or really all diecasts in general, I've got are pretty detailed. This one is one of the more detailed ones. So there's that one. Knew who's the Rocket Man. Yeah. So again, another look into the camera. It's actually focusing really well despite the blurry image tonight. I think the lighting's pretty good in here. But I always liked this all-tel paint scheme. Always did. Oh, interesting fact, I had a cat named Newman, named after Ryan Newman, too. So I had a collar with the number 12 on it, so maybe that's why I always liked the car. But either way, yeah, always really liked it. The next one, you probably just saw the box, is another rookie car. This is now the oldest full-scale diecast I have at least bought for my classic car collection, classic diecast collection. It is a 1999 Tony Stewart rookie car. Pretty basic. Got the Home Depot colors. I work at Home Depot. I was like, all right, let's find it. This is probably not my favorite Tony Stewart paint scheme. I really like the all white with like the orange. So basically where the white stripes are on this car, those would be orange stripes and the rest of the car would be white. I did not see that one. But there wasn't really anything else that caught my eye. So I was like, I'll get a Tony Stewart rookie car. 1999, it is a Pontiac. Again, the only Pontiac diecast I have in this 1/24 scale. So pretty cool. The hood does not open up on this one. Nothing opens. Well, actually, the hood. I think the hood does open up. I can't really. Okay, yeah, the hood does. The deck lid definitely does not open. I cannot open the deck lid. The hood opens. But yeah, Pontiac Grand Prix. So those are the two diecasts that I had purchased for. I think altogether, Bristol was probably better. I had 3 of them that really caught my attention. But not bad cars by any means. Like the inverse Stewart Home Depot cards. Yeah, that's my favorite Tony Stewart paint scheme. Favorite Home Depot / Tony Stewart paint scheme. There needs to be. They have not done a throwback of that scheme that I'm aware of. They need to. They've done a lot of Tony Stewart throwback schemes and a lot of different sponsors he had, but I'm trying to put the car in the wrong box. The Pontiac is shaped different than the Ford Taurus, so I know I was putting the car in the wrong box because it wasn't fitting in the styrofoam perfectly. So again, just kind of goes to the detail of the diecast maker. So, all right, that is going to wrap things up here tonight. A little bit extra long there at the end. But, yeah, our first caution-free race of NASCAR 21 Ignition. I say that because we actually got to the end of it. So no caution for the first time in races here. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys tomorrow.